That's the nasty details. The simplest way to get information on this stuff, to be honest, I've got a list out there on the table that they gave me that you can throw your email on, and I'll just send you samples of this stuff rather than boring you with the details during this talk. I'm sure you guys get enough of that stuff. If anybody wants to ask some questions before Rich comes and throws me out of here, feel free.
What do you think of Noron and 3 West?
Noron, I like the high-grade nickel stuff. I mean, it's a little bit small, but that's a part of the world where high-grade is definitely. I mean, Dave and I kind of like grade anyway. We never followed Noron. The logistics are ugly, very ugly actually. It's sort of the middle of nowhere. But the high-grade nickel, you can actually work with that in a place like that because you're shipping very valuable concentrate. You could probably fly it out. Chromite. The chromite looks interesting. It's impressively large. I don't know yet whether it makes any sense to build a chromite mine in that location. I do know some of the guys that now run Noron, and they're fairly smart guys, and they seem to like it. It's something we're keeping an eye on. I just haven't decided whether chromite in that location makes sense, but it is impressive looking. I'll work this way. Yeah.
How long do you think this resource market has, the secular resource market has to go?
The average ones have been about 20 years. That's kind of standard. I don't know what all this crap in the middle of it, how much impact that has, because I think that 20-25 years is based more on a quality of life cycle. It's not really a market cycle per se. That's sort of the time it takes once these countries start these high growth areas and pull a bunch of people into the middle class, and everybody sort of bought their fridge and their microwave and their TV. That it seems to be around 25 years. Seems to be the average is about 19 and a half. I think somebody actually averaged a lot in Canada.
So 10 years.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're thinking. A couple of quick ones because I know Rich has got that kind of Yankee look on his face. He's going to give me a box of paper. Isn't that nice?
No one's worse than me.
If you are invested in bonds, fixed income, and you need to be invested for someone in that time of their life, what type of fixed income equity bond should you be in?
I mean, I think I don't think any, notwithstanding what I said, I don't think any market's safer than the Treasury market. I mean, whatever's going to happen is probably going to happen less to Treasuries than to most. We don't do bonds, so I'm kind of loath to give advice on that one. And I'm trying to think of a high. I mean, I'd be pretty tempted. Just to stick to the short stuff right now, and I'm a little bit leery of doing these kind of multiple short, multiple long ETFs and stuff. But I think if I had to be in this stuff, I might be tempted to pick up some short ETF or something, or some options on that side, just as as protection than anything else, to try to cover yourself off a bit. But I'm not a bond market guy, so.
Your comments on silver and your thoughts into wheaton from this gold is
Silver and silver wheaton?
Yeah, well.
Silver.
The metal itself, and then the stocks.
Yeah. Silver we like. I tend to agree that it does have an industrial side. I was actually hoping to see that work to its benefit in the terms of more supply coming off, because a lot of silver producers aren't silver producers; they're actually zinc or copper producers. But doesn't seem. And I actually talked to the silver wheat guys. I was expecting to hear they were going to have a fall off in their production, but they're actually not. They said no, it's fine. It'll move with gold. It'll move more than gold sometimes, but it's got higher volatility. But I don't think. I'd be careful if it got past 20, 25. I do think, I'm not one of those guys who thinks there's no supply. There's supply out there if the prices get enough. Silver wheaton's one of the best ways to play it, I think, really. I mean, it's something you buy in weakness, but it's got good leverage to the silver price, and they make tons of money. They got it's a really well put together company. Both of these, the two gold ones that I mentioned, both Minera and Minefinders both actually have significant silver. So, I mean, if, for instance, silver went to $30, Minefinders' bottom line would expand substantially. They're going to produce 7.5 million ounces of this stuff. They're actually a big silver producer. So,
Would you talk briefly about molybdenum?
Molybdenum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The company I'm talking about is Mosquito Consolidated Gold.
Okay.
They have one of the largest properties in Idaho in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay, we never really followed moly stocks very much. Some of that might have been personal. I mean, when I was going to university, one summer I paid my way through by working in the leach plant and in the molybdenum mine, and it took me about 4 months to get that crap out of my pores. So maybe I was unduly negative about it because I had bad memories. But I mean, in all seriousness, the reason why we didn't, I mean, we're actually looking at a couple of moly producers right now that we might add to the list. The reason we didn't really chase the moly thing was because we've worked with moly companies. There's a lot of moly deposits around. Moly is one of those things where it does have the potential to do that kind of run that it did, from $5 to 25 or 30 bucks, but there's a lot of moly deposits around. And when it gets up to that kind of price range, you got to be really, really careful, because there are a lot of moly deposits around. There's a lot more than people think.
$8 or $9 now.
Yeah, $8 or $9, none of that stuff will come on stream. If I was going to play moly right now, and it's not a stock we recommend, you know, it might be someday, but it's one I'm looking at. I might be looking at somebody like Thompson Creek, like somebody that actually produces the stuff. It doesn't sound like any of the guys that are on the verge of production are actually going to do it at these prices.
It's a huge deposit.
Oh, there's a lot of big moly deposits. That's what scared us off of it, to be honest, because it moves so far, and there are a lot of big moly deposits. It's not as rare as moly promoters would have you think. There's a lot of big moly deposits around.
I bought a report at 25, people Matt ran at 25 before it 16. Now it's up to your boys. Is it time to get out?
I don't know that it's time to completely get out, but I reiterate the comments I made about if the market's giving you a free ride, you might want to take it, which isn't saying these things sell all of it, but I mean, if you can sell your cost down to something that's really unlikely to get to, or zero, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, there's always another train coming into the station, and I think copper is probably going to come back a little bit. I don't think it's going to come back to like $1.40, $1.30. It might come back to like $1.90 and bounce around there, in which case you probably get Freeport at a better price in, you know, a month or something. Yep.
Are there any gold or silver ETFs that will issue certificates?
I haven't looked at the ETFs a lot. I don't know of any. I mean, I think it's all, you're basically trading units on the market, and they expand or contract their warehouses based on the market trading, but I don't think any of them will say that's your 3 ounces or whatever. You don't get that with an ETF.
You can buy Central Fund of Canada though.
Yeah, I mean they actually have
CEF.
Yeah, and they actually have a warehouse. They have their own warehouse full of gold and silver. That's what it was about.
That's a Canadian ETF?
It's a stock.
It's a stock.
It's a company.
It's a company whose main asset is basically a bunch of gold and
They
silver.
own gold and silver bullion. That's all they own.
That's what they do. It's sort of, it doesn't react as quickly or smoothly.
I don't know what the price is.
I don't know either. I mean, it's basically pretty close to what you would pay for that fractional amount of what's in their gold.
Is there a premium to
I
don't know.
I don't know. It might be. It might. Well, it should be, but it's not. You know.
I don't think if it is, it's not much.
Yeah. It doesn't trade as. It's got nowhere near the volume of a GLD, so it doesn't follow the prices as smoothly as that does, because it's just not that big a volume stock. You want to take over, or do you want me to?
That's it.
That's it?
We're at
Okay. Thanks, Coffin.
It's a pleasure having Eric here. First time.
Thank you.
Here.
Get your card.